We're ready.
It's coming. Good morning, everyone. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to everyone who are supporting the little beings of light, who are mothers to all those who need that motherly love. And just happy Mother's Day, and just give yourself a hug, because that mother love from the divine feminine is within us all. And just blessings to all. So today, on that theme, I pulled the card for the collective again today, because I'm just going to do that for a while, because I thought so. And I will give it to you. So this is for the collective. Come on in, share this out. Let us know where you're from. Say hello. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, and please like our Facebook page. Happy Mother's Day, Deb and Kareth and Nancy Louise. I know you're a kitty mom. This is a beautiful one from Diana Cooper, and I'll get it for you. It's the number 3 card called Blessings. You see the beautiful art in there. It says, count your blessings and the good in your life will multiply. And that is so true. That's been a theme for the last month is, I was telling it to the girls the other day, watch the donut, not the hole. If we count the blessings in our life, we will really see more and more of them. And when it's Mother's Day, we can count all that mother love we've experienced through our lives, and just it'll radiate more. It sets up a vibration to raise everyone up around, and more blessings come to you because it's like a magnet. So I send unicorn blessings to everything and everyone today. That's the message. So, Teresa, I'd like you to to present our special guest today. Sorry, I'm blah, blah, blah. It's that problem we had with the tech just before we went on. Scott Kruger from Way of the Water. Here, I'll let you introduce him.
Good morning, my friends. Yes, happy Mother's Day from all of us. And if Mother's Day happens to trigger you, as I know it does for some, give gratitude to Mother Earth and take in that unconditional love and acceptance. Spread it through yourself and all around, whatever it takes. Celebrate and be happy, and we love you. So today I found someone amazing that inspired me when I found him on YouTube and I watched his episode, and it was like you said, Rhonda, talking about the way of the water. At that moment, I was really needing that water element flowing through me. And when I listened to the video, Scott, you were sitting outside and it was beautiful and I loved it. And so I brought him to you all today. So welcome, Scott.
Hello. Thank you guys for having me. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. And with that element of water, it has very motherly principles to it. Water, when it's in its fluid form, and it's actually raining outside right now here. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the USA. So we're having some beautiful rain this spring for Mother's Day. But I was thinking about some of the principles of water. And when it's in its fluid form, it tends to have very motherly-like attributes to it. And water is definitely very important for life. Just like mothers are, mothers bring this life to our earth. And it's amazing that, me as a guy, it's hard for me sometimes to put myself in the position of a mother. However, with my training in nursing, I've been a registered nurse for several years. I was pretty much in the minority being a male. So I was surrounded by all this divine feminine energy. I picked up on it. I kind of tapped into it. And with water tends to receive. It's soft. Water can be very soft. And when it's in its fluid state, it becomes a medium for life. There can really not be life without water. There can't be life without mothers. And so you were kind of touching on giving gratitude to Mother Earth. And I said a quote this morning. There was a quote that I did in one of my live Facebooks. And the quote was, "If mama ain't happy, ain't nobody happy." And that really rings true for, families. The mother is the core. She's the center. But when you look at it as Mother Earth, if we do not take care of Mother Earth, she is not going to provide us with the abundance, the life energy that we need to thrive. So not only should we keep our mothers and our family happy, but we should keep Mother Earth happy. And when we think of Earth and Mother Earth, and when we think of ourselves, the Earth has 70% water. And that's in the form of fluid, the liquid. That's very feminine. It receives. And when you think about water, when it transforms into ice, it kind of contracts and expands a little. That's more of a male type energy. And it's not specific to just female and male. We can embody both principles. But the idea that the Earth, 70% water, that comes in the form of fluid, ice, the ice caps, you got Antarctica, and then Iceland, things like that. And then also water vapor. So that has to do with the atmosphere, the clouds. The clouds are water too. It's just in a different form of water. It's a vapor. So, and then as humans ourselves, as babies, they're about 80% water. As child and adults, we tend to be about 70% of our weight is water. As we age, we tend to lose more water content. So we're about 60% water as we get up in age. But the main thing is, without water, there can't be life. Without female mothers, there can't be life. So.
Absolutely.
Let us rejoice in the system. It's all awesome. So, Scott, you're amazing. What is it? What was your awakening like? What brought you to us? What was your journey in coming to doing videos?
And it's important to kind of think about, I started the healing arts practicing Kundalini yoga. And in Kundalini yoga, one of the main principles of that is all of us have the same potential. All of us have the same energy. However, sometimes that energy gets coiled up. It gets kind of blocked within the chakras. And so with yoga, when we're doing the stretching, and Kundalini yoga is more than just stretching and poses. It has to do, you can do mantras, which has to do with sort of like chanting. I did a video, the Kundalini Yoga Chi mantra, and it's basically, you take a deep breath in, and then you exhale. So it's centered around breathing principles. When we're breathing, we definitely want to be aware of where our breath is coming from. And many times people, they tend to breathe from their upper chest, especially when they're anxious. When they're anxious, the more anxious you are, you'll find the more difficult it is to tap into the power of your breath. So what I kind of teach is you listen to your breath from your tummy, from your diaphragm, your dantian. The dantian is another term that we use. It's the energy center, and it's located about 2 finger breaths below your navel. So when you put your hands on that area, one of the first things that we do is listen. We listen and we become aware. In Chinese language, we call that ting. Ting. That's called listening. So you listen to your breath. When you take a breath in, your belly expands out. That is your diaphragm contracting. The belly goes out. And with Kundalini mantra, when you take that breath in, as you're exhaling, you start to make a sound, and the sound can come from your vocal cords. It can come sort of from your tongue. There's all these different sounds that you can use. And when we use sound in that way, it becomes a vibration. So depending on the kind of sound that you make, it stimulates different areas. And so sometimes we want to stimulate the thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is wrapped around your throat here. So when you make a certain vibration, it stimulates that thyroid gland. The thyroid gland is kind of your master of your metabolism. You have T3, T4, TSH. Those are all hormones that sometimes as we age, they tend to maybe get blocked or decrease a little. So it's very important that if you're feeling low on energy, it may be a thyroid issue. So if you, men and women alike, you can get your thyroid, your TSH through a blood test. You can get the levels drawn. So coordinate, with your healthcare practitioner. One of the other sounds that we make with Kundalini yoga mantra, it stimulates the pineal gland. The pineal gland is deep within, it's kind of your third eye. You talk about waking up your third eye. That's your pineal gland. And sometimes as we age, these glands become calcified. They become a little bit stiffer. So with some of these exercises, we look to loosen that up. When you activate your pineal gland, you'll find that your dreams when you sleep become so much more vivid. You can remember your dreams more. And when you dream, you're activating REM. REM sleep, there's different stages of sleep. There's many different stages of sleep. For people who aren't getting proper rest, sometimes they're not hitting that third stage, that REM. REM stands for rapid eye movement. And if you've ever seen one of your friends or relatives sleep and they're dreaming, maybe your pet, sometimes you'll see their eyes all of a sudden start moving all over the place. That is REM sleep. That is the most restorative sleep. That's where your body is healing itself. It's processing all the information that you had throughout the day. When you open your pineal gland, you'll find that it's much easier to learn new concepts. That helps you raise your vibration. So getting back to Kundalini Yoga, the awakening we were talking about, as far as I know, I've had 3 awakenings. One of them when I was 12 years old. The first one was I was 12 years old. I had read a famous book called The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And basically, these children, it was during the summertime, they were off school. They were sort of bored, but they were able to access this magical land by going through their wardrobe. So it's kind of it teaches you to keep your childlike innocence. Even as we grow up, things can still be magical. We can talk to the trees. We can talk to the animals. And in the book, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, they went through this wardrobe to this magical land of Narnia, and they were talking to the trees, talking to the animals. There were some evil people that they had to fight. And I remember I had a dream, and in that dream, I felt I could walk through wardrobes too to go to a magical land. So that was, I think that was kind of my first spiritual awakening. Then about 12 years later, and it's funny because it kind of came every 12 years for me. And when you think of the number 12, that's kind of, when you think of a clock, that's kind of the full circle. So when I was about 25 years old, I had an experience that it's a little, I'm not going to share all the details of it, but that night it was very special, and I literally felt like I was one with the universe. I felt that I actually heard celestial beings talking to me, and they were telling me, Scott, you're on the right path. You're a nurse, you're doing good things, and now we want to reward you. And I felt I understood concepts that I never thought I could understand before. And this was right before I started college at a university. And it gave me an energy boost for months. This energy was not just a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. This was an energy that lasted through my 2 years that I spent at Cardinal Stritch University. And I was able to get my associate degree in nursing. But this energy, it didn't leave me. It stayed with me, and it was an amazing awakening. And this was right about the time I had done yoga for a couple years. I was doing it daily. I started to, I joined a bonsai group, the little potted trees. I joined a bonsai group, and they exposed me to Qigong and Tai Chi. And these are wonderful, wonderful tools that we can use to circulate our energy and awaken ourselves to our full potential. And then the latest awakening happened last year. And I had been a nurse for some time. I was getting quite frustrated with the way that I was healing people. And I was mainly healing my patients in the form of a pill. And I started to feel, I started to see the side effects that these people were experiencing from traditional Western healthcare. And it's, let's go to the doctor, let's get the quickest, easiest fix. Usually comes in the form of a pill. Here you go, take 2, call me in the morning. And I started to feel like I was just the middleman for the doctors and big pharma. So I was in a really, really bad place. I wanted to quit nursing altogether. I just want to say, to heck with it. I don't want to do it anymore. And I had some thoughts of that I wasn't worthy of this world anymore. And those thoughts were pretty dark. But then I had the motivation all of a sudden to go out into nature and start practicing seated meditation. And with seated, I had never done seated meditation before. I had done standing meditation, that's in Tai Chi, but I had never done the seated where you actually connect. When you sit yourself, and especially when you're in nature, you're on an organic surface, you're connected to the trees, you're connected to the birds, the animals that are there. We got deer, we got woodchucks. They're all over the woods right behind my house. So I sat there and I said, I am going to sit here and meditate until I no longer can. And I was willing to leave this earth for that. I was willing to leave my physical body for that. So after a couple hours, I started shaking. I would shake like on and off. It was the strangest feeling in the world. And it was pretty cold out too. My legs started to go numb. And just a little disclaimer, I don't recommend anyone trying that. This is just my experience, and by no means is that the way that people should go about waking up. So after a couple hours, I finally felt this lift. I felt this release, and it felt like I was presenting myself to the universe from a different plane, a different plane. And the universe responded back and said, you know, it didn't actually talk to me, but it was more intuition based. And the next day I started my YouTube channel, and that was a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow.
Amazing.
That's so cool. I love that. So it's like you had a little bit of a dark night of the soul there, and then that brought about a whole turnaround for you. So how exciting.
Kind of reminds me of Usui Mikado
Yeah.
on the Kuramado. Only he did 21 days, Scott. But sitting that long to me would have been felt like 21 days.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh. Scott, have you got a meditation that you could share with us to help us raise our vibration? Have you got one of your favorite ones? It's 5 or 10 minutes long. We don't have to sit for 3 days or anything.
Yeah.
We're happy. 5 minutes, quick one.
Absolutely. One of the things that I like to talk about, definitely, are hands.
Mm-hmm.
Our hands are wonderful for receiving and transmitting energy. And when we're doing meditation, whether you're doing a standing meditation, a seated meditation, you can actually meditate laying down on your back. Don't limit yourself to, I have to sit, I have to stand. You can meditate laying down. You can actually meditate walking. It's more of a mindset. It's more of a mindset. And one of the things that I talk about in 5D timeline ascension, 5D timeline ascension has to do with raising your vibration enough so that you are able to unconditionally love each and every being that you come in contact with. And this being doesn't have to be human. It doesn't have to be an animal. It doesn't have to be a plant or a tree. A being can be something that you feel. You feel these beings. And in 5D timeline ascension, you have this unconditional love for everything that's good, everything that's bad. Eventually, you start to find out that things aren't necessarily good or bad. It's all part of the same oneness. It's all part of the same source. So when we talk about being mindful in the present, meditating, much of meditation is just being present in the current moment. Many times it's easy to get caught up in the anxiety of the future. Many times there's so many things that's running through our minds. I have to pay bills. I have to make a new YouTube video. I have to do a live. And when you start to let anxiety control you, when you let fear of the unknown control you, that takes you out of meditation. We're actually meditating right now. And that's just being present in the moment. When I meditate, I usually check in with my breath. You can access being mindful in the present through your breath. So one of the things that I like to talk about is Qigong. And with Qigong, you coordinate the speed of your breath with the speed of your movement. And we can access this through our hands. So a tool that I can teach you is to find the right area that you want your hand position to be in. And so I encourage you to find that it's basically a balanced neutral point. So you close your fist really tight, then you open it really tight, and then you release. When you release, this is the position that you want your hands to be in. And when I meditate, I tend to be seated in a position. I have my hands open like this, Like I said, they're not closed tightly. You're not striving to open your hand so much, but you can close it, open it, and then release. And right there is where you want your hands to be. That allows you to receive energy, that allows you to give energy out. So you're finding that balance. And the other point that I want to make with meditation is when we talk about being mindful in the present moment, I already talked about letting go of the worry of the future. The other part of that is we have to let go of the things of our past. And letting go of the things of your past does not mean forgetting them. That does not mean let's just forget everything that happened to us in the past. What it does mean is letting go of things like the victim mentality. Many times it's easy to get caught up in this person did that to me when I was a child. This person did that to me when I was a teenager. Yesterday, somebody cut me off while I was driving. And sometimes we have to let go of the past. We have to let go of the things in the past that traumatized us. And that gets into shadow work. When we talk about shadow work, it's sometimes to let go of your past, you got to talk about it. You got to talk about it. And I'm guilty as well of holding on to things from my past that no longer served me. But sometimes those events are so traumatizing that we repress them. We repress them. We send them deep down inside of our bodies. We refuse to acknowledge them. We refuse to look at them. And when you do that for enough time, or if you've been traumatized through many, many episodes, that builds up. And if you repress it and you don't let it out, it can start to get ingrained inside your DNA. It gets caught up inside your DNA, inside your cells. One of the things with water is, remember, our body's about 70% water. Water holds memory. Water holds memories. And when you look deep within inside your cells, if you are holding on to the memories of past traumas, your cells and your DNA pick up on that. And they don't like that. They don't want to hold on to those past traumas. We have to release them. So ways to release them is talking about it. Talk with someone who you trust. It may be a healthcare practitioner. It could be your dog. It could be your cat. Maybe you want a little feedback from somebody, so then you can talk to your family about it. But since May is the month of mental health awareness, this is a good time to talk about those things. But you have to trust the person that you're talking to. Because if you tell somebody your past traumas and you do not trust them, and then they go around and tell somebody who you don't want to know about it, that's going to hurt you even more. And then you're not going to trust anybody to tell about your past traumas. So make sure that when you talk to somebody about these things, make sure you have a trustful relationship with them. And that'll help you open up, release those traumas. That'll allow you to be much more mindful in the present. So one of the things, like I said,
Definitely.
with the hands, you open them up, close them. With Qigong, what you do is you coordinate the speed of your breath with the speed of your hand or your arm movement. And we want to make sure we have this open here. It's not too open, it's just right in the middle. So when we breathe in, Arms go up, the belly expands out. As we exhale, arms go down, the belly returns to its normal position. So we'll do 3 of them. We'll do 3 of them, and I'll try not to talk, okay? So let's try and do them together if we can. So we breathe in, and then we breathe out. And you can go at your own pace. We exhale, we release. When we exhale, we release carbon dioxide. That is a waste product. As we inhale, oxygen comes into our lungs, gets in our blood. We want that oxygen circulating to all the nooks and crannies of our body. When you attach to oxygen in your bloodstream, it goes through your veins and it diffuses out of your vascular system and goes through the interstitial space and into the cell. When you harmonize the speed of your breath in, harmonize it with the speed of your breath out, you link it up with the speed of your movement, it becomes a very, very powerful tool. It's amazing. In one of my videos, I talk about Qigong, using Qigong to become unlimited, to not limit yourself in anything you do. I use Qigong to help me get through nursing school. I use Tai Chi, Qigong, and yoga to help me become a 2-time US national champion in Olympic style Taekwondo. And now I'm using it to give back and share with the world, share these tools with the world so that we can raise our collective conscious and raise our vibration as a planet. And even beyond the planet, we want to raise the vibration. Let's not limit ourselves to just this dimension. Let's not limit ourselves to the 3rd dimension. Let's not limit ourselves to the 4th dimension. Let's get in that 5th dimension so we can have unconditional love for even cosmic beings.
That's awesome, Scott. Scott, that just reminded me. You've started a new venture too with the UCAN Foundation. Can you just quickly explain that? Now, I have put the links in to Scott's YouTube channel, so you can go back and check out some of his exercises and his meditations that he has in there. And I've got your Facebook link up, so people can go and like your page. But tell us about the UCAN Foundation, because that's a new exciting thing for you.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy here. I've had in the past 2 weeks, I've had two very good opportunities to connect with healers from around the world. So the UCAN Foundation we just soft launched our website. It's going to serve as a hub for people to come to and find a plethora of people to work with. There's tools in there. You don't necessarily have to find one particular person to work with. There's a lot of education that's going to be uploaded on there to help you find what healing art resonates with you. And when you find a healing art that resonates with you, you want to put in the time and the effort. You're going to want to practice it. We encourage daily when you're starting out, just doing it a couple times a week for a couple minutes. That's just, building your base. So the UCAN Foundation will serve as a base for helping people to keep building up, raising their vibration, raising their collective conscious. So we're going to have healers from around the world, Germany, the UK, people from Central America, South America, Australia is going to be there. I'm representing the USA in Chicago. I think we have another person who's out in California. But there's all these different healing modalities that people are going to be exposed to. And they're going to find what resonates with them. And not only do we appeal to adults, there's programs for children, teenagers, adults. So that's the UCAN Foundation. I had a new opportunity this last week. I had a couple meetings with a U.S. healthcare agency, and we're going to be appealing to our elders. So 50 years and up, 50 years of age and up, we're going to be appealing to them. I just got hired as the new lead project manager to present all these wonderful arts. Thank you. Present all these wonderful arts. There's going to be education. It's going to be fun. My two spirit animals, Shadow and Luna, we're going to be doing some pet therapy during the week. I'm going to be recording a virtual walkthrough of the nature place behind my house, and the nature reserve behind my house. It's actually snowing out now. Wow, it's snowing out a bit. We have a forest, we got a prairie, we got all these waterfalls and rivers, there's a lake. So there's all these different diverse environments in this area right behind my backyard. So I'm going to have a camera. I'm going to do like a slow walk through. I'm going to film it. And then what we're trying to do is appeal to our elders who are socially isolated right now. And especially with these times, what's going on, pandemically, seniors are being hit very, very hard. It's difficult enough for them to leave the house when there's not a quarantine. Now we're telling them, hey, you got to stay home even more. And so what we're trying to do is to reach them. We're going to reach them through social media platforms, video platforms, virtual platforms, and we want to interact with them. We want to get them moving. So we're going to be teaching Tai Chi. I'm going to eventually incorporate Qigong. We're going to be doing yoga. I hope to incorporate meditation. And I'm actually as the lead project manager, I need to coordinate and collaborate with healers around the world. So you three lovely ladies, with your permission, I'm going to be putting this video and linking it to as soon as we get the platform up and running, if that's okay.
Woo-hoo. Yes. Let's do it. Let's help so many people out there. Thank you.
I think it's wonderful. It's wonderful to connect with people, get everyone's different perspective. Each one of us has a unique trait, a unique ability to connect. So I really hope that you guys will allow me to share this video to that platform. It's gonna
share it out to the world.
Yeah, definitely.
It's gonna be big. We're being backed by Medicare.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a pretty big initiative. I know you guys are up for the challenge. So I thank you for that.
Awesome.
I love that.
Yeah,
There's one
so
thing. There's one thing that you spoke about that I wanted to expand just a little bit because it's so important. Usually as light workers and everything, we're trying to be so upbeat all the time that we will not admit when we're feeling down and stuff. And how you were speaking of it's so important to speak, because when you stuff it down and you are pretending you're happy and you're doing your stuff, that is spiritual bypassing and is very, very harmful. So that's why when I heard you talking about speaking and getting people to talk about the things that's wrong with them, it's not the same as somebody being a complainer all the time. No, like you said, you find someone you trust and you're in that state where you are speaking and you are sharing your heart with somebody who has compassion and non-judgment. And that helps so much. And it's helped me because I do have bipolar disorder. and stuff, and things do come up for me, and I do need to speak. Not back like in the 50s where we couldn't say anything to rock the boat. No, 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 no. It's beautiful now. So thank you so much for bringing out that point. I'm really honored by you doing that.
Thank you. Yeah.
Teresa.
Yeah.
That's very great.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
Bax, do you have a question for?
I
You have a
do.
question for Scott.
I have the tough
Sure.
question for Scott. You ready, Scott?
You ready, Scott?
All right. You had to do the song. Will be the
Sorry,
theme
sorry.
of your life.
All right, just a second. I got.
You don't have to see me when I ask the question. It's okay.
I know. I'm just trying to get him in there. All. Sorry.
All right. Ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had to choose a song to be the theme song of your life. What would it be?
So in one of my, I think about 2 weeks ago, I connected with a musical artist who was born in Mexico. She was born in Mexico. She came to America. She didn't know any English, and it was tough for her. It was tough for her to make friends. People made fun of her because she spoke a different language. And eventually she got enough confidence to make a song. She made a song, and that song is called Indestructible. Indestructible. And her artistic name is Cereza, Sereza. And her song is Indestructible. And basically, it's about some of the things that she went through in life, all the trials and tribulations that she had to go through. In the end, she still came out indestructible. She didn't let anything get her down. And she did it through love. She did it through love. She rose above by having unconditional love, even for the people who didn't support her. And it's a beautiful song. It's in it's one of my YouTube videos from 2 weeks ago. Qigong to become unlimited. And so I was
I
able
remember that one.
to feature her. She's an amazing artist. She has a YouTube channel. So I hope you guys can go check that out and give her some love and support, and now she's branching off into so many new different things. She still loves music. And the song's about 4 years old, but I came up upon it just a couple weeks ago, and I was so inspired by it. So inspired by it. I begged her, I said, please, will you give me permission to use this song? I will put the links to your YouTube channel in my video description. I will give you credit for it. And she was gracious enough to let me collaborate with me on that video. So
Awesome.
the power of collaboration, it's amazing.
Very much.
That's awesome. I'm just pasting the link in right now because I can.
Thank you.
So I pasted the link in. So if everybody wants to, that's to Scott's YouTube, which has Indestructible by Cereza in there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah. There you go. So all you guys just have to click on that link and you can find it. Awesome. So thank you so much for coming and being on our show. And anytime you want to collaborate with us, just call on us. We'll do our best to help you out.
Absolutely.
And we just love your mission. It's great.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Very needed
And thanks,
very
Teresa. You're
wonderful.
one of the coolest guys. One of
Yes,
the coolest people.
always.
Yeah, he was special, huh?
Always.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you guys. I really, and it's not necessarily, it's no longer my mission. When I originally started Way of Water Arts, I said, I'm going to do this by myself. I'm going to make it my mission to bring awareness to the healing arts. And it's really no longer my mission. It's a group effort now. And we're so much more powerful when we combine our efforts, when we're in a cohesion, we're on the same wavelength. Let's reach out, let's educate, let's help people, let's raise our own vibration enough so that now we can raise the vibration of others. So for that, I thank you guys so much for having me. You guys are awesome.
Thank you. It was a very relaxing show today. Very calming and relaxing.
Yes,
Definitely
and a
good
breath
Mother's
of
Day
fresh
present.
air.
Yes. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. All right, I just have a quick announcement. The winner of last week's Share It Out, who won a reading with Rhonda, and that
Healing
is,
session.
yes, our healing session. Teresa Holmes, congratulations. You won. Thank you so
Woo-hoo!
much for all your love and support. So Rhonda will get in touch with you, and whoever wants to win or have a really good chance at winning with Teresa next week, doing one of her amazing sessions, please share this out. Whoever shares out the most will win. So this is your chance, guys.
Nice. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott.
Okay.
Blessings
Have
to
a
all
good
of you.
Have a blessed week.
Bye. We'll be in touch.
Bye.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you.